March is underway. You know what that means, Lleyton. The eyes of the nation turns to one thing and one thing only. Just like that. The greatest tournament in sports. What might that be?
The World Baseball Classic.
They're back. From 2017, we're back, baby.
Let's go.
COVID can't stop them this time. I think like probably 15 of the best teams, the best baseball country teams. I forget how many it is.
This is true.
It's
About
15. I was right from the jump.
Of course.
Pool A. Let's jump right into it. It's a podcast we do all the time. You know, if that's Lleyton, I'm Kiran. Let's jump right into Pool A. I don't wanna like, put any labels on anything, but I could say this is your Netherlands baseball team.
This is true. This is my
if I will.
Team. I'm very proud of the way they play.
They disappointingly do not escape what looked to be a weaker Group A. What happened?
Listen, it's a weak generation, but I'm honestly very proud of the effort that was put out there. I watched like three of the 4 games, sorry. And honestly, they played so well for a team with very few MLB players. No, not actually one, just a few. One notable MLB player, but honestly, the J League guys, the KBO guys, and literally players that only play in the Netherlands somehow made the roster. They played so well. They played their absolute heart out. And honestly, I fly the flag high and proud, like it's June. But I honestly am very excited for them to play in the next World Baseball Classic.
They did not advance, though.
They did not. They got absolutely routed by Italy to not make it, unfortunately. But
Italy's not a baseball country, though.
They're not, but they just have Americans that say they're Italian so that they do well.
Tony Paijan decides not to play.
Who?
Anthony Rizzo. Tony Paijan.
Oh, Anthony Rizzo.
Tony Paijan.
Of course. How could I not?
Yeah, how could you not pick up on that? Anthony Rizzo. How'd you lose to them?
They played well. They play well. They don't play with heart because they're not actually playing for their country. They play with their brain. And that's, I think, an advantage.
Oh,
that they're not playing with the patriotism.
So you're saying like the Dutch players let their love for their country overtake what they should be thinking about, which is baseball.
Exactly. Their patriotism and love and passion for the country overtook the baseballing IQ and ability.
So what you would say is like no heart and no passion is what Italy has.
Exactly, no, but they do. They're cold-hearted killers. They don't stop to think about what the people back home in Florence are thinking about them. They just want to win, and that's why they're playing so well.
They have no heart, no passion, and no aggression.
They don't play for the flag. They play for the win. And that's the key, apparently. That's well said. It's not a great way to play. It's not pretty. It's not glorious in a way. It's just boring, some would say. But it gets the results.
It gets the job done.
Fair play to Italy.
They finished with the same record as you guys.
They did. Everybody finished with the same record. Surprisingly, everybody went 2-2. That's very
it's cool. Shocking. No, it's not coming up. Hell, I didn't see it coming.
Kind of funny, actually, but
a little bit.
Yeah, very interesting way.
Listen, also could be. We have one combined American on this podcast. We do not.
We do. We have half an American.
Half an American. Unfortunately,
but 2 naturalized citizens. Wait. No.
Okay, good one.
Loud and proud.
Loud and proud. USA, very good baseball country.
Who cares?
Not me.
I don't either.
I sit and wait for the day.
Hell do you even go down 2-0 to Great Britain? There's some rim a bunch of bombs. It's embarrassing.
Waiting for the day that India is represented in the World Baseball Classic.
Kumar Rocker, baby.
Kumar Rocker, I don't think is eligible to play
kid.
for Team India.
Hmm?
I don't think Kumar Rocker is eligible to play for Team India.
I don't think India has a team.
No, they do not.
No, wow, that is
currently
shocking.
0 all-time Indians in the MLB. So
you could be the
for all you
first.
that watched that movie, $1 Million Arm, about the 2 Indian baseball players, they did not make the MLB. That's a fact Disney doesn't want you to know. You're welcome. So no India, so really who cares? Canada?
Absolutely destroyed, but like completely pissed on this 19-year-old kid who decided he thought he could pitch against the greatest USA team ever assembled. Like, I don't know what he was thinking going out there. He should have just stayed at home and cried himself this thing.
0.1 innings, 6 earned runs, 3 walks.
It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen.
He's our age, man.
Absolute loser.
You wouldn't have done much better.
Absolute loser. I would have done the exact same. Gave up 6 straight runs.
No, and to be fair, you would have done the exact same, and you're not claiming to be a World Baseball Classic worthy pitcher.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You got to know your strengths and your weaknesses.
If you want to talk the talk, you have to pitch the walk.
Obviously, is not his strength. Obviously not. Yeah. Mexico, a team you like, Luis Urias.
Great team, great player.
That's your guy.
Randy Arozarena and Urias, you don't get a better combination than that. If he goes to the Dodgers, it's all over. I'll tell you right now. If they cancel the whole MLB, just give them the World Series already. And that's coming from a die-hard Giants fan. Urias and Arozarena.
Got the Giants. Giants star Jock Peterson.
Star, all-star, superstar, whatever star you want to call him.
Superstar,
he's a star.
Gold
he's fabulous. Star. He's Israeli, and he's the best player in the goddamn MLB. I'll tell you right now.
You want to try and back that one up?
Unbelievably good. If you watch the Israel games, you just see the impact that he has on the team morally, physically. He's out there on the bench, just grinding dogs. And, honestly, his impact is so underrated in the MLB itself. I genuinely think he's a top 5 MLB player. Not based on just, the stats. I'm not a spreadsheet merchant like some other baseball fans that sometimes go on this podcast, like Kieran Costa. But I do watch the games, and I can see the impact that he has on this team. It's actually insane.
Speaking of guests on this podcast, let's reminisce about some of the great guests we've had on Second Take in the past.
We have had one. This is true.
Chicago-based sports analyst Akko Ramahan came on an iconic episode. For those 4 fans that remember,
it was about 0.05 words per minute. 0.05 words per minute. That is an impressive stat. That is a very impressive stat.
It is
something that I haven't achieved yet.
We're all striving to get there.
Exactly.
We are just not there yet.
We strive for greatness, and I think said analyst really represents
another team striving for greatness, if you will. Venezuela upsets the Dominican Republic and takes down Puerto Rico en route to becoming the first 2-0 team in the strongest group at this WBC.
And I think they actually make it the strongest group because there's no. Okay, listen. You're putting together a WBC roster. You think Mike Trout, right? You think. Who do you think? You think Bryce Harper, DeGrom. I'll tell you right now, there's only one player you goddamn need, and it's the Venezuelan catcher himself, Salvador Perez, baby. There's only one player you need, and it's Salvador Perez.
Okay, some big Salvi fans on the bottom team.
What a player! Oh my God! Did you watch the game? Did you watch any Venezuelan game? Did you even watch the highlights? He's so good.
We all know who Salvador Perez is. I thought we just said we don't want to play with pride. We want to play with.
He plays with pride, and he plays with aggression, and he plays with brain. plays with his arms, he plays with his torso, he plays with his legs, he plays with it. He plays with something else sometimes, and I'll tell you right now, his bat is way bigger than that.
So big fan of the royal catcher. So let's be serious for a second and predict how we think this one shakes out. Who
Please
wins
explain what you mean.
Who is gonna win it?
I honestly think it could be between 2 teams. 3 teams, maybe. It's going to be
out of
Israel.
The 6 that qualify.
My front runner is Israel.
The remaining ones.
My front runner is Israel.
They're not going to escape the group.
They will. Have faith.
How?
It's based on runs given up per inning, and right now their runs per inning is actually very low. So if the correct teams play the correct teams and they score the correct amount of runs,
the Dominican Republic are going to beat them by 50.
No. Anyway, my second team.
Nope. Okay. Well, that's the end of that.
My second team would be the Salvador Perez-led Venezuelans. They look very dangerous in more ways than one. And my third team will be Mexico.
Okay.
They look very,
I mean,
actually, they're probably my front runners if I'm being.
You did say you put together Urias and a Rosarena. It's wraps for the MLB. That's what they've done here in the WBC.
You know, it's more unpredictable, I'd say, because you do have these teams that are at an advantage from extreme. Because in the MLB, you have home advantage, right? You play half your games at home, half away, obviously. But in the WBC, you got some teams that are playing a 14-hour flight away from their hometown, their homeland. And Japan are just criminally robbing these other teams by playing in their own country when the other team has jet lag from across the entire world. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Some would say that the USA,
I won't stand for it.
The USA is hosting 2 different groups. Thoughts? The USA is hosting in both Phoenix and Miami.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I think it should be held in one country like the World Cup. You know, you want to have the biggest event in all baseball, the World Series. I mean, the World Baseball Classic obviously is bigger than the World Series itself because it's a classic, El Clasico, Madrid. You know how it is.
You know.
But you want it to be like the World Cup, where you have it in one host country, and we don't have that right now. And I think we're really seeing the advantages play out for certain teams like Japan, like the USA, where Canada, you know, absolutely routed.
It could be jet lag.
Really not their fault because they're jet lag from the East Coast of Canada.
From that trip down, Quebec down to Miami.
The West Coast, and they're coming all the way down to Phoenix, and they're playing, you know, at like 11, 12 o'clock their time. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's just, it's unthinkable that they put together a competition without thinking through things like jet lag.
Completely. I honestly don't know how, you know, somebody on the MLB's team didn't just see this for what it is. And it's an absolute mockery of the sport. You know, you got players that are playing on, forget the Canadian difference of 4 hours. How about you got players that are going to Japan and they're getting a 14-hour switch up, you know, and they land and then they play, and it's absolutely outrageous, I think. And the state of the stadiums. Have you seen the Taiwanese stadium? It's absolutely outrageous. You've got a bridge going from here to here. It's so distracting to the players, and I honestly don't think it can be replicated in the MLB, and that's why we don't have these results of like 22-2 that we had recently in the World Baseball Classic.
A lot of good points brought up about geography, jet lag, bridges. A lot of great points to unpack there. From you. And it is true that I think they should host it in one country.
I'm glad we agree.
Cuba should host all 15 teams.
Whoa, relax. Cuba. The Netherlands, obviously.
The Netherlands.
You
I didn't
don't.
know they had
Okay,
three
listen,
I didn't know they had three baseball stadiums in that country.
Listen. Some people think that the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic, the Puerto Ricans, the Venezuelans have the most passion. I'm here to tell you it's not true.
Kira said.
The Netherlands are unmatched. It doesn't matter that they don't have that many stadiums or any stadiums. It's absolutely outrageous the amount of talent that comes out of that country. Didi Gregorius, the greatest MLB player in recent years, from the mainland of the Netherlands, not even Aruba, not even Curacao.
That is true. He's from Amsterdam. Amsterdam, if you will. But I mean, it seems like a great viewing experience. You have stroopwafel for the fans, frikandel for the fans, the little gingery cookies.
He knows about the Dutch culture, and the Dutch culture is so focused on baseball, and it makes the Puerto Ricans look like absolute soccer players. I'm telling you, it makes them look like they just play soccer for their entire lives, no baseball involved.
Like
the Netherlands just clear in every sense of the word.
Maybe as a trophy, you get like a cup filled with those little cookies, like the small circle ones. You know what I'm talking about. Pepper nuts. You give like the players some of those before the game. It would really be a great time, a great place to watch some baseball.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And no bridges on the stadiums.
I know that's been to the Netherlands, around the Netherlands, Amsterdam, Soest, but towns like that. I've yet to see a baseball stadium, but that's fine. I think you like draw it out on a soccer field, you'll be fine.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I played there.
You played there. Back in your playing days, was that? Back in your playing days?
Oh no. Just for exhibition.
Exhibition match. You were playing an exhibition match.
It was indeed on the Half a Second Take podcast, as you were unavailable.
Yep. So that's WBC. 2027 WBC. We're thinking we don't do this
every 5 years.
Every 4 years. It's 2023.
Oh, it's 2023. Oh yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be last year, but COVID had it canceled. So let's just like quickly outline what we want it to be in 2023. What do you want the World Baseball Classic to be?
Well, in 2023 is this year, but I understand what you meant. I understand what you meant. Question. No,
it's like
I want a host country. It doesn't matter what country it is. I just want a host country. I don't want this wishy-washy moving around from country to country, trying to play multiple games on different days. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Why does Japan get their home court advantage while the Netherlands have to travel halfway across the world to the Caribbean, where they're absolutely out of place and just have no idea what they're doing at all?
I don't have answers for you, as much as we hope that I might.
I know, but we're just advocating. We're both advocating for a single host country. Correct? We both advocate for this? Yes.
We're both advocating for that. I'm advocating strongly for that to be the Netherlands.
Second Take podcast is in support of a single host country.
WBC.
Doesn't matter what it is. I just want one country. One.
Wow, this has gotten out of hand in a hurry. So let me flash you back to 1 year ago. Second Take podcast does a revolutionary idea taken from the Mina Kime show featuring Lenny podcast. Team draft.
No, we're not doing that one again.
We're doing the team draft again. Lleyton, please share your screen to write it down.
For what?
Baseball. The baseball season is right around the corner.
Oh my God.
Last year, this will be a little bit of a test for Lleyton. Last year, Lleyton could not name all 30 baseball teams. That will be put to the test. That will be put to the test in today's team draft. Lleyton, as someone that does not know ball the way I do, you may go first.
Okay. Well, as a Giants fan.
We're being serious.
As a Giants fan, I will not be taking the Giants. No worries. I had you on your toes there. Cheeky. It's coming out again. Maybe.